Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wake up, get at it. Today is November 28th, Tuesday, and I'm back at work, and hopefully y'all are doing well this morning also. I'm in the encouraging mood right about now because I went through a phase where I needed to be encouraged. And they say if you want something, you give it. You give out what you want in return. So I need encouragement, so I'm giving encouragement. So you reap what you sow, what they're saying. As the saying goes, rather. So anyway, before I go any further, will you please hit the like button? It's very important to the channel. Help this channel grow so more people will see some stuff that's helpful and beneficial instead of just celebrity gossip. I hear people complaining all the time about they're tired of the content that they have to watch, you know, the naked women, BS, gossip, drama. So this channel is a little different than that. I'm trying to give some more thought-provoking topics. Every now and then I might go off the deep end, but overall I try to be positive and encouraging over here. So if you like this type of comment, help the channel grow to spread out, see more people can see it. And by hitting the like button, and if you can on your other social media platforms, you see a video you like, please share it for me. I really would appreciate it. With that being said, lately I've been going through some troublesome times, as I'm sure a lot of other people have. Well, in my mind, troublesome. But there are people going through a whole lot worse than I've been going through. But whenever you're going through something, it seems like the worst thing ever. Until you see somebody else going through a whole lot worse than what you're going through. You might think at the moment that your problem is the biggest problem in the world. I'm speaking for myself, but I'm putting a you tense in it. When I say you might, but I'm talking about me. Because I don't know how you might feel. You might not feel the way I feel. But I might be saying you when I'm talking about me. But when you're going through your difficulty, your trial, your tribulation, you may feel like they're the worst problems in the world. Because you're blinded at the time to what's really going on around you, to what other people may be going through. You might have just lost your job, right around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you just got fired. And since the world coming to an end. But then you find out somebody lost their child Thanksgiving Day. And you be like, damn. I just lost my job. And I was thinking the world coming to an end. This person just lost their child. Their only child on Thanksgiving Day. Suddenly, out of nowhere, your problem ain't that bad, is it? Well, this video is based on when you're going through those trying times. And I'm speaking for myself now. Sometimes I feel like God has abandoned me. And it's usually when you're going through those problems and it seems like you've been going through something, that same issue for a long time. And it may not be that long in reality, but it feels like a long time to you. Because I don't want to go through no problem for 10 seconds. If I had my way, every day would be a sunny day. But we know that ain't reality. And as Vampire in Brooklyn said, the movie Eddie Murphy in, what good is a sunny day without a rainy day? So, with that being said, when I'm going through my issue, whatever I'm, it's always something. You're going to always be going through something, it seems like. It seems like you're always going through some type of trouble, some type of tribulation. And if it ain't but 1 or 2 hours, that's still too long. So when you're going through something for a long period of time in your mind, it can get to a point where it feels like God abandoned you. God is not there. I look around like, where are you, God? Why are you not helping me? Do you see what I'm going through? Where are you? Why have you abandoned me? And in reality, if you look back, they say hindsight is 20/20 when you look in that rearview mirror at your life up until this point. All the stuff you have been through, all the damn near life-ending situations, all the trouble, all the times you thought you wasn't gonna make it. This ain't your first time. If you like living as long as I've been living, you've been through many a time when you thought you wasn't gonna make it. When you thought God abandoned you. When you thought you wasn't gonna, this situation here is just too big to get out of. And here it is, years later, you look back, you done forgot all about that situation. You on to something else. You got out of it. Some kind of way, a way was made for a situation where you thought there was no way. All you gotta do when you going through something in the present moment that feels like you ain't gonna get out, that feels like you ain't gonna make it, that feels like this is the one right here, like Fred Sanford said, Elizabeth, this is the big one. Oh, this is the big one. You remember Fred Sanford on Sanford & Son? This is the big one. You're in a situation where this feels like the big one. I can't make it out of this one. Look back, because this ain't the first time you thought this was the big one. Like Fred Sanford had a heart attack all the time. I done had plenty of big ones that I thought was the big one, that I wasn't going to make it. I thought God had abandoned me. And lo and behold, here I am. The majority of them things, I don't even remember those problems no more. But at the time I was going through them, I wasn't going to make it. There's no way I'm going to make it out of this. And now I don't even remember that stuff. So, you might wake up today and find yourself in another problem, as I am. Feeling like, man, what am I going to do now? I ain't going to make it. Have you heard that story before? That you ain't going to make it? Have you told yourself that before? Or has someone else told you that before? That this is the big one. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. That's what it feels like. How many times has that been happening before? I can't count how many times I thought I wasn't going to make it in my 51 years on this planet. So many, I can't remember how many times I thought I wasn't going to make it. I would have bet the dog in the house that this was it. And here it is, years later, I don't remember those situations. Been out of it. Don't remember how I got out of it, just know I ain't in that situation no more. I made it. God didn't abandon me. It feels like sometimes, depends on if you might be one of them super faith gurus that always got the strongest faith, always know God coming through, you don't never doubt God, you always for sure about God. I ain't one of them people. Sometimes I get scared. And sometimes I doubt God. Sometimes I feel like God has abandoned me. When I feel, it might not be reality, but I feel like it's reality. Because perception is reality. How you see things is your reality. And in my mind, I've been going through this problem here for a long time. And God has not brought me out of it, in my mind. So therefore, God, why have you forsaken me? Why have you abandoned me, God? I will ask. And I don't get an answer. He don't say nothing. God don't say nothing. He just look at me. And then all of a sudden, that thought will pop in my mind. Look behind you. That's it. You look behind you. What do you mean? I abandoned you. How many times have you asked that question before? Look behind you. How many times have you thought God abandoned you? Look behind you. That's all you gotta do. You still here, you still standing, you done been brought out of something before that you thought you wasn't gonna make it out of it. Look behind you. Cause you think God abandoned you, that don't mean God abandoned you. What you think don't mean nothing. How you feel don't mean nothing. Feeling ain't facts. You feel like God has abandoned you. God's sitting right there going through that with you the whole time. It's been times I remember when I was a little boy, right? My father at the time told me, don't climb your ass up in that tree. Right? I'm probably about 7 or 8 years old. Used to love, not a little boy, love climbing trees. Don't climb up in that tree, boy. And guess what I did when my father left? I climbed up in that tree. And I got to climb, and I got to climb, and I got to climb, and I ain't thought about it, you got to come down. I'm just a climbing, I'm seeing how high I can go. Now I done got so high, I look down, I done froze. I'm scared to get down. Guess who I call? Daddy! I see my daddy looking out the window, shaking his head. I'm still hollering, Daddy! He start walking out towards the tree. Even though he coming, he ain't getting up fast enough. I'm still panicking. I'm shaking, freezing, like he ain't coming to get me. I'm looking at him coming. He on his way. I'm looking at my father in real life. Looking at him coming. And I'm still doubting that he coming to get me because he ain't got here fast enough. I'm ready to get out this tree right now. Even though he on his way to get me out. So instead of me just relaxing, because I see my father coming to get me. Let me rewind that. I see my father coming to get me, but I'm still panicking. I'm still not relaxed because he ain't got here yet. And I see him coming, but he ain't got here fast enough for me. He ain't get here on my time. He coming on his time. He gonna get here when he get here. But he on his way to get me out the tree. So he comes, climbs up the tree, get me out the tree, and now I'm okay. But throughout all that process, he took too long in my mind, even though I'm out the tree. It ain't that God has abandoned you like you think. He on his way. He just ain't get there fast enough on your time. God don't work on your time. He don't work on my time. He work on time. He coming on time. He gonna get you out of that tree like he got you out of the tree all the other time. But you keep climbing your ass up there, and every time you get up there, you see him coming because he done came out of them other times. You can't see God physically, but you can see God in your history. All them other times, God got you out that tree. Even taller trees than the one you in. But he taking too long, so you feel abandoned because he ain't get there on your time. God didn't abandon you. You just gotta wait. He right there. Always looking, watching, observing. You expect, I'm talking about me, if you're expecting there not to be any problem that will cause you having problems, that means God has abandoned you because you're having problems. Say that out loud to yourself. I'm having problems, so that means God has abandoned me because I ain't supposed to have no problems. Say that to yourself and see how crazy that sounds. How unrealistic that sounds. I'm having problems. God has abandoned me because I'm having problems. Because if God was with me, I wouldn't have no problem. If God was with me, that must mean he ain't with me because I'm having problems. Because if God with you, you don't have any problem. Where they do that at? What God you talking about? I don't care who your God is, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, whoever you may call him. You're going to have a problem no matter who your God is. But you should have experience enough to know that no matter how many problems you're going through, how long you've been going through that problem, your God is coming. As your God always has. If your God had never came through for you, you got the wrong God. That's just my opinion. I can't tell you who your God should be. I can't tell you to even believe in God. That's on you. I'm speaking for myself. God has never abandoned me, even though I felt abandoned a million times. He never abandoned me. So, what do you do when you feel like God has abandoned you? Nothing. You don't do nothing. You remember. That's all you do. You just remember. Remember the time. And you fill in the blank of whatever that time is. That you ain't going through that particular problem no more. Way out of no way. That's all I can tell you. Thank y'all for watching my videos, for encouraging me. And I'm going to do my best to encourage y'all. We're here for each other. Y'all have a blessed Tuesday.